Welcome to Module 4. In this module, we're going to be talking about the six-figure funnel formula customer captivation offer. This is the first offer that prospects are presented with when they enter your funnel. We're going to start off by talking about the elements of the customer captivation offer, constructing your own customer captivation offer, how you present prospects with your customer captivation offer, and then we're going to finish by building your customer captivation page. I'm going to show you a couple of resources that you can use to do this. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the elements of the six-figure funnel formula customer captivation offer. Now, taking a peek at our funnel diagram, you can see that the customer captivation offer is the second page in your funnel. This is the page, as we've already covered, that prospects come to after they enter their information into your lead magnet offer page. So this is the second page in your funnel. Now let's talk about what a customer captivation offer is. Well, a customer captivation offer is a superior, high-value, low-barrier offer designed to attract quality customers and transform them into raving fans. So let's break this down a little bit. Number one, it is superior. Superior to what? Well, as we've already talked about in Module 1, it's superior to the offers that are currently out in the marketplace. It's superior to competitors' offers. It's high value because it provides stellar quality content deep in a particular subject area. Low barrier offer because it is on the lower priced side. It's designed to attract quality customers because it's not a rock bottom pricing. It's not a $7 report or $9 report or $12 report. We're going to go over the pricing structure in just a bit. And it's designed to transform them into raving fans because of the fact that you're giving such a stellar, over-the-top, superior offer, and then you're delivering on that offer. And so let's go over the different elements of a customer captivation offer. Well, number one, as you already know, you're seeing the common theme here that the offer is built on your hook and promise, right? So you already know that on the lead magnet offer page, what gets offered is now what we're going to be talking about on your customer captivation offer page. And we're going to cover this in great detail in an upcoming lesson, how you actually do this and how you present your message. But the customer captivation offer is built off of the back of your hook and promise. It's based on your hook and promise. The customer captivation offer is narrow in focus and scope. And what that means is that you're not trying to deliver a wide variety of information about your particular topic. A customer captivation offer needs to be narrow in scope. And the reason why it needs to be narrow in scope is because a wide scope offer that is cheap gives prospects the feeling that there's no depth to the product. For example, if you talked about how to work out to lose weight in your first product, in your customer captivation product, well, that's too general, too wide at this price point for prospects to believe that there's any depth and quality to the subject, because they know that if you were selling it at a low price point, that it's either not that good or it's not that deep. And so customer captivation offer is narrow in focus and scope. And so in terms of, let's say, using this example of working out to lose weight, we would pick a particular area of that subject. For example, maybe it is the cardio portion of your exercise program to lose weight. And so again, it's narrow in scope and focus. Or maybe it's on the abdominal training portion of the routine to lose weight. And so it needs to be narrow in focus and scope. The price point ranges between $19 and $29, and you'll understand more about why this is so critical later on when we get to the transaction maximization sequence. But your customer captivation offer is priced between $19 and $29. And so It's not ultra cheap, meaning it's not one of these $7, $9, or $12 offers that attracts low quality customers. This is low enough so that it's low barrier of entry, but high enough so that it is weeding out the really low value customers. Your customer captivation offer also offers a lopsided value proposition. And that just means that what you are offering, what you're going to deliver, what you're going to give to them compared to the $19 to $29 price point is lopsided in their favor in terms of value. In other words, if you were offering an ebook for $29, well, that's certainly not a lopsided value proposition. But if, for example, your customer captivation offer included let's say if you were selling an information product, 1 or 2 videos plus an audio version plus the transcript plus a little fill in the blank exercise sheet, and it was $29, well, now the value of the deliverables exceeds the price point, not to mention the value of what they're going to learn in the customer captivation offer, or really your front end product, is also lopsided in their favor. Your customer captivation offer has 1 or more high value premiums, or what is commonly referred to as bonuses. And so bonuses can often drive the sale. The key with the bonuses, as we're going to talk about in just a little bit, is that they're high value. They're not thrown together. They're not last minute add-ons, but that they are high value. They are valuable enough so that a prospect would purchase the bonus alone if it was offered separately. And so your customer captivation offer needs to have 1 or more of these high value premiums or bonuses. And then finally, the last element is that it's got a superior risk reversal component. And so this is, at its most basic level, is your guarantee, your money back guarantee. And it's superior because we want to, as we talked about in module 1, look at the different offers that are out there in the competitive landscape, look at the risk reversal component, the guarantee, and you want yours to be a bolder, bigger, better guarantee, a bigger, bolder, better risk reversal statement. And so those are the elements of your 6-figure funnel formula customer captivation offer. Just remember, when it comes to this offer, more so than any other offer that we're going to talk about in the entire 6-figure funnel formula, that this is key. It is the second most important element, as we've talked about, of your entire marketing funnel. Nothing else in the marketing funnel is nearly as important as this one offer. It does not matter how good the offers are in the transaction maximization sequence that we're going to talk about, the upsell, the strategic upsell, downsell sequence that we're going to talk about. None of those things matter if a prospect doesn't take this first offer. And so this offer needs to be a stellar, over-the-top, superior, irresistible offer. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about constructing your customer captivation offer. And as I mentioned earlier, this is all about delivering value while marketing and then selling. And so as you heard me mention earlier, it's first and foremost about delivering value. Keep in mind that an individual is coming to your lead magnet offer page. They're entering their contact details for information, and then they're coming to the customer captivation offer page. And so we need to deliver value by fulfilling on the hook and promise that we made on the lead magnet offer page. And I'm going to show you how to do that later on in module 4. I also mentioned that the right way to do 2-step marketing is to offer a lead magnet, but that lead magnet also does the marketing and selling for you. Now, the process is that we market, we're doing marketing, and then after we do our marketing, then we go into selling. See, this is something that most marketers don't understand. They don't understand the difference between marketing and selling. And so let's talk about that. Marketing is all about your prospect. Marketing is talking about the prospect, talking about their problems, their needs, their desires, their wants. Selling is all about your product. It's all about the features of your product, the benefits of your product, the offer. See, anytime you're talking about you, your company, your product, your offer, a reason to buy, the different features of your product, the different benefits of your product, that's selling. Marketing is when you're talking about the prospect and you're talking about the prospect's needs and desires and wants. You see, this is critical because, as Peter Drucker said, the job of marketing is to make selling superfluous. The job of marketing is to make it so that you don't need to sell. You basically get to offer your product or service. You get to offer your solution, and you've built enough desire, enough interest during the marketing, right? Marketing is everything that you say before you introduce your product or service. It's everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that you present to the prospect, so that when it comes time to present your product or service or introduce them to your product or service, they're already sold on what it does and why they want it. That's the difference between marketing and selling. And the better your marketing is, the easier the selling process becomes. Again, marketing is everything that you say and everything that you do before you introduce the prospect to your product or service. And so when our marketing is good enough, the offer becomes very easy to present to the prospect. And so let's talk about the customer captivation presentation outline. Now, you're going to be presenting your customer captivation offer via a video sales letter, via a VSL. And the order of which you're going to present that information, that you're going to present the VSL, is as follows. And I'm not going to dive extremely deep into each one of these because we could literally put together a multi-hour course on VSL construction in and of itself. And there are a lot of great courses out there that teach how to construct a VSL, like John Benson's course, for example. But I want to go through each of these elements because I want you to understand the purpose and what's going on here. Again, keep in mind that on the customer captivation offer page, and we're going to cover the elements of that page, there is a video sales letter, and that video sales letter delivers the value as well as does the marketing and then does the selling by introducing your product or service. And so the VSL begins with your hook and promise, right? It's the hook and promise, keeping it congruent from the lead magnet offer page, right? Keeping it congruent. And this is the thing that is of most interest to your prospects, right? This is the thing that got them to enter their email address to request the free information. And so we start off by presenting your hook and then restating your promise. Now, after you do that, you want to very quickly present your credentials. In other words, why should they listen to you as it relates to this topic, as it relates to this hook and promise? After you present your credentials, and those credentials could be experience, those could be true credentials, they could be the fact that you were where the prospect is right now and now you're where they want to be. And so the point is just to credentialize why they should listen to you. The next step is to give them a reason why. And in this case, it's why is this information important? In other words, why is it that they should pay extremely close attention to what it is that you have to say in the rest of this video? And this is where you really restate the problem. In this portion of the VSL, you are restating the main problem that your prospects are having, the urgent problem that your solution is going to solve for them. And you are stating the problem, and then really what we could say is you are agitating the problem. So you're stating the problem, you're reminding them of the problem, you're showing them the connection of what they're about to hear in this video to the problem that they're having, and then you're agitating the problem. So going with the example that we've been using up to this point, the whole 56 or 54 years old and older and behind in your retirement savings, And so what we would want to do over here is say that, look, if you are 54 years or older and you are behind in your retirement, this is critical information because, and then we agitate the problem. In other words, we really show them what is going to happen to them in the future if they don't take action. What is it that most people, most prospects in their situation that don't take action, that aren't watching this video, for example, what is the outcome going to be, the negative outcome for them? So that's this section, reason why, right? It's the problem, and then we agitate the problem. Now, when you state a problem, you need to offer proof, and that's proof that this problem is legitimate. It's one thing to present or agitate a problem for a prospect, especially when it comes to the agitation phase where you're showing them the negative outcome of not taking action, the negative outcome of their current situation, right? When you say that, you cannot just automatically expect that prospects are going to believe you, that they're going to just accept what it is that you're saying as fact. You need to present proof that this is the case, right? You need to demonstrate one or more proof elements. I'm going to tell you that just as a quick aside, that when it comes to marketing, proof is one of the most critical aspects of your message, because without proof backing up what it is that you're saying, all it is that you are doing is conveying claims. All it is that you're doing is making claims. This is how you turn a claim into an accepted fact. This is how you get prospects to believe and accept what it is that you are saying as true. It comes from the proof. And you're going to see later on that we have another additional proof points that we utilize at a different strategic point in the VSL. So you need to offer proof over here, right? So we've got this reason why, the problem, proof point, and agitate. These are all kind of one in the same section right here, right? We're telling them what the problem is that they have, and we're agitating the problem, and we're providing proof. Then what we're doing in the next section is we're introducing them to the mechanism. This is now, we're introducing them to the fact, going back to our example, that there is a new new investing vehicle that will now allow them to double their net worth in 5 years, or whatever that example was that I gave you earlier, right? So we're now introducing them to this mechanism. We're almost saying, like, look, this is what you're dealing with right now. Here's the proof for it. This is what's going to happen to you if you don't take action today. Fortunately, there is, boom, a mechanism that gives them benefits, right? And then we show them the benefits, and we list out the benefits. We give them the benefits of this mechanism, right? And so here is where, at this point in the VSL, we're now showing them this is connected to the promise, right? Like when we said earlier, like, right, there's this new vehicle that there's this new investing vehicle that will allow you to double your net worth in 5 years. And what you're going to find in the rest of this video is a simple system that you can use right now to get started with this new investing vehicle, so that in the next 60 months, you see your net worth double or more. Now, why should you listen to me when it comes to this? Boom. And then you go into the reason why, the problem, the proof, agitate or aggravate the problem, introduce your mechanism, and then you show the benefits of this mechanism. It's the benefits of this mechanism. In this case, the benefits, the mechanism, right, is the new investing vehicle. Continuing with our example, right? Then, of course, like I said, you need to provide proof. You can't just expect them to accept these benefits as fact. Remember, without proof, your statement of benefits simply become advertising claims, and that's it. So you need to have proof to back up what it is that you are saying. After you provide proof that this mechanism really delivers benefits, that's when you introduce your solution. This solution is your product or service. And it's your solution that packages and delivers to them a usable approach, a usable process, a usable system for benefiting from this unique mechanism. So you introduce your solution, and then you give features, advantages, and benefits. And on an upcoming slide, I'm going to break down for you the difference between advantages and benefits. But basically, you're giving them the features of your solution. You're giving them the advantages of each feature. You're giving them the benefits. And then what we're doing is, after that, you are revealing the price, right? And so here is where you reveal the price, and you reveal, the add to cart button. And we're going to talk about the page development later on, but for right now, I want you to understand you reveal the price and you reveal the add to cart button, and that's when you have your first call to action. Call to action is really nothing more than, to grab XYZ product, go ahead and click the orange add to cart button below. After that first call to action, that's when you want to introduce your premium or bonus, your premiums or your bonus, your high value add-on bonuses, right? And so you say, in addition to getting XYZ product, when you order today, you're also going to get, and then you present the bonuses, of course, the features of the bonus as well as the benefits. Then you give your risk reversal statement. This is where you present your money back guarantee, right? And in addition, as well, when you order today, you order completely risk-free because you get my XYZ guarantee. And we're going to cover guarantee language and whatnot later on. Then you give a second call to action. So go to grab your, to grab XYZ product, the free bonuses, all backed by the money back guarantee. Go ahead and click the add to cart button below. The next point that you cover is an urgency reminder. This is if there's a price increase, if there's a limited quantity, you want to remind them of that. Now, I'll tell you that in most cases, the better urgency reminder is to remind them of their problem and to remind them of what's going to happen if they don't take action. And that's why what we do is, the next point is we future pace. So you remind them of their problem. You remind them of what's going to happen, like the likelihood, look, the reality is that people who don't take action are not going to be able to retire, or they're not going to have enough money, or they're going to have to live an impoverished lifestyle or whatever it is. And so you remind them of that. But then you future pace. Then you say that, but when you take action today and get XYZ, now you show them, you bring them into the future and you show them what their life can be like or will be like with your solution. And so you remind them of the problem of not taking action and the outcome of that, and then you future pace them with what their life can look like when they do take action, and then you give your final call to action. Go ahead, click the add to cart button below and grab your package. And so this is the outline of the customer captivation offer presentation. Now, the thing that I want you to understand, we talked about the difference between marketing and selling. Well, what I want you to see is that these sections right here are all marketing, right? The hook, the promise, the reason why, the problem, the proof points about the problem, aggravating the problem, this new mechanism that's out there that's available to them, the benefits of that mechanism to them, the proof that this is going to work for them. This is all marketing. This is all creating the desire for your mechanism, creating the desire to utilize your mechanism to escape from their problem. The rest is selling. And so the key is that we're not just jumping right to introducing your solution, right? Introducing them to your product or service. We're starting with marketing. And it is it's showing them the proof that the problem exists and helping them understand what their future is going to be like if they don't take action and do something about this problem, and introducing them to this mechanism and showing them the benefits and providing the proof for these benefits. This whole section right here is what provides the value and fulfills on the hook and the promise that was made on the lead magnet offer page, right? Because You are, in essence, educating them. In the Marketing Funnel Automation Partnership Coaching Program, I teach a whole system called Education-Based Marketing, EBM content, how we're actually using content, the appearance of content, educational, valuable content, but it's that content that happens to further the sale. It's that content that leads prospects closer to wanting to buy your product or service. And that's what we're doing here on this page. In this whole sequence, right? The hook and the promise is what gets their attention. The presentation of your credentials tells them why they should listen to you. The reason why tells them why they need to pay attention to this information. The providing of proof shows them, demonstrates to them that what you're saying is true. The aggravation of the problem teaches them what's going to happen if they don't take action, right? The introducing of the mechanism is teaching them about an opportunity that they have now to relieve that problem. Showing them the benefits is teaching them about what they can experience with this mechanism, and then providing proof for them is teaching them that they should pay close attention to this, that this is true and that this is good. And then it's here where you're introducing them to your solution. This is where we begin the sales process. This is now basically you've taken this mechanism and you've put it into a package that you're now going to offer them. And so when you offer this package to them, now they are thankful when you've done this portion of the VSL correctly. Now, I talked about feature, advantage, and benefit. And so let's talk about what these are. Now, a feature, advantage, benefit statement explains the feature, explains what the feature does, and how it benefits the prospect. So, right, it's the feature explains, the FAB statement explains what the feature is, which is the feature is, features are facts, characteristics, aspects of your product or service, right? So you give and explain an element of your product, then you give an advantage. Advantages are, again, what the features do, and then you give the benefit of that advantage, right? And benefits answer why a prospect should value the advantage. In other words, it connects the facts about your product to a solution for your client, for your prospect. And so let me give you an example of an FAB statement, right? This is kind of the template, if you will. Because it has the feature, you will be able to do advantage, and what that means for you is benefit. So here's this template taken into an example. Our sleeping bags have a 1-inch layer of insulation on them. This helps to retain body heat on cold nights. You'll be warm all night, which means that you'll get a great sleep and be well rested for a day of fun activities that you'll enjoy fully. And so what you can see here is that this first statement is the feature. Our sleeping bags have a 1-inch layer of insulation on them. What does the feature do? Well, this is the advantage. It helps to retain body heat on cold nights so that you'll be warm, right? That is the advantage. What is the benefit? Which means that you'll get a great night's sleep and will be well rested for a day of fun activities that you'll enjoy, right? And so that is an example of an FAB statement. Now, let me give you some questions to help flesh out features, advantages, and benefits. First is, why might the feature that you are talking about be advantageous to the prospect? What does it mean for the prospect? What does it offer to the prospect? Why might the prospect like it? These are 4 questions that you can ask yourself when you're looking at the different features of your product or service to help flesh out the FAB statements. In this lesson, we're going to talk about presenting your customer captivation offer. This is really all about the customer captivation offer page. Now, as a reminder, we've got your lead magnet offer page, which is the first page in the 6-figure funnel formula. And then right after this page individuals come to the customer captivation offer page. So using our earlier example, we've got the how to train any dog to sit in less than 6 minutes using this weird 12-word command, right? And now the customer captivation page has your VSL. We already covered the elements of the VSL in the prior lesson. And then there's an add to cart button, and there's a few other elements that we're going to cover that are on this page. And so this is what we are going to talk about, this particular page in this lesson. There are really 4 elements of a customer captivation page. The first one is, as John Benson calls it, the ugly video sales letter, right? The ugly VSL. And you'll see that that is really nothing more than text on a white background. There is what we call a delayed call to action button. That means that it's an add to cart button that doesn't appear when somebody first hits the page. It appears only once the offer is presented in the video sales letter, where I mentioned earlier, when you reveal the price and you reveal the call to action, that's when that button appears. And there are simple tools that you can use to do this. I'm actually going to walk you through a resource on how to build these pages, but you can use lead pages, you could use 10-minute pages. There's a bunch of resources that you can use to very easily do this. Then, to get a little bit more advanced, and these are more optional than they are mandatory, is an exit redirect to a long form sales letter version. So as I talked about already, when it comes to your video sales letter, it's all about writing the script first, right? Having this script that you write, not winging it, but having a script. Well, the beauty is that you can then just take that script and use it as the long form sales letter version. And so the way this works is that there's a video sales letter with a delayed add to cart button. If they don't click the add to cart button, either because they try to leave earlier or they just leave once the button appears, the exit redirect automatically redirects the prospect to a long form sales letter version, which is just nothing more than the script from your ugly video sales letter. So this is what a customer captivation offer page actually looks like. And what you can see is that there is no branding, there is no header graphic, there's no headline, and there's no add to cart button. Now, and this is an actual page from one of our customer captivation offers. Now, let me just say that out of all of these elements, out of these 4 elements, this is the one, we're going to talk about this later on when we talk about testing. This is the one that you'll want to test. I'll tell you that in our tests, time after time, the headline suppresses response. And so you go with nothing more than just an ugly video sales letter when they hit the page. Now, the big reason that I want you to understand why we have a delayed add to cart button, why there is no add to cart button right here, and why that add to cart button only appears when the offer is presented, is because when a prospect jumps on a page, when the prospect comes from the lead magnet offer page, and then they come to this page, if they immediately see an add to cart button right here, immediately their sales resistance is going to go up, because they are immediately going to recognize that this is, a sales presentation. And so we do not want any kind of add to cart button. We want to give them the opportunity to absorb and consume your marketing message at the beginning of your VSL. And then after we've done the marketing and we've created or leveraged that desire and you present the offer, that's when the add to cart button appears. And so let me tell you some keys to your ugly video sales letter. Well, first and foremost, like I already mentioned, when it comes to the video sales letter, and when it comes to that outline that I shared with you in a prior lesson, you always start with a word for word written script. Don't ever wing it. Don't ever just sit down in front of your computer and try to get the message out. Don't use an outline with bullets. You want to start by writing out your marketing and sales message, the message that you're going to communicate in your VSL word for word. The same way that you would or are going to say it is exactly how you want to write it. Once it is written and edited and it is written in a way where it's more like the spoken word rather than the written word. In other words, it's written in a way where it is conversational, where if you say it out loud, it flows. The next thing that you want to do is record the audio separately first. There are lots of tools out there. You can use a free tool like Audacity to record the audio, and you can simply Google Audacity. But the reason why you want to record the audio separately is because you want to be able to focus on delivering the script the best way possible. You want to be able to focus on voice inflection and tone and pace and volume. You don't want to sit down and record the audio at the same time that you're recording the slides, because then you're concentrating on keeping the slides going as you're speaking. So you want to record the audio first to make sure that the audio quality in terms of tone, voice, pace, volume, inflection is nailed. Then the slides should be pure text and should match your script. So the slides should come directly from your script. And what you want when you are creating slides in something like PowerPoint or Keynote or OpenOffice for free is you want more slides with less text rather than less slides with more text. And so typically we will go with no more than one sentence per slide. And in some cases, depending on how long the sentence is, we'll break the sentence down with an ellipsis. We'll break the sentence in half, put half on one page and half on another page. And the reason for this is that you want lots of movement with your VSL. You want slides to constantly be changing. You want new slides constantly coming up because you don't want prospects to get bored, right? Movement on your VSL is what almost functions as a bit of a pattern interrupt. It's almost a bit of a re-engagement device, a re-engagement tool. And so more slides, the better. Now, you don't want to have every single slide match identical to your script, because that gives prospects no reason to continue to watch the video. They might go and open another tab in their browser while they listen to you speak. And so what you want to do to create an additional pattern interrupt is every 6th to 8th slide should not match word for word. So every 6th to 8th slide, you maybe want to have just one word on the slide, or just 2 words on the slide. You don't want it to be identical to your script. And so every 6th to 8th slide will be, again, a sort of pattern interrupt and a re-engagement device for you as well. And finally, you want to use a video streaming service to make sure that your video is mobile compatible. You can use something like Vimeo Pro, which is what we use here primarily at Marketing Funnel Automation, or you can use a tool like Wistia, and of course there are others, but that is what those are what I recommend. Now, let's talk about a couple of customer captivation page extras that I mentioned these earlier. So you've got the exit redirect and the long form sales letter version. So what you can see right here on the left-hand side is this is the start of our VSL, our ugly video sales letter. Again, no header, no headline, none of that, no add to cart button. And you can see that the first sentence is, this is not for the newbie marketer or the online marketer who doesn't currently have at least a basic marketing funnel. Then over here, this is a long form sales letter version. This is not, I repeat, not, and actually I repeat is what's in the script, and that's what I say over here. Not for the newbie marketer or the online marketer who does not currently have at least a basic marketing funnel. Same exact thing. It's word for word. The only difference is that the long form sales letter version has some graphical enhancements. So you can see that it's got my picture over here, and it's got some bolding with some yellow highlighting, and later on when I offer some proof elements in here, it's got those on the page and whatnot. The key is that if you want to add this in, and these are not mandatory, but what this does is it gives prospects who are leaving the video sales letter because maybe they don't have time right now to consume the full video sales letter. It gives them the ability to go to a long form sales letter and to skim the letter to get enough information to make the buying decision. And so again, in a tool like Optimize Press or Lead Pages or 10-minute pages, this is included. It's literally one click of a mouse, and you can set it so that if they don't click the Add to Cart button and they go to close the browser tab, or they go to refresh, or they go to click back on their browser, it will automatically redirect to the long form sales letter. In this lesson, I very quickly want to show you how easy it is to create your customer captivation offer page using, again, lead pages and 10-minute pages. So once again, I'm inside of lead pages, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on sales pages over here. Now, if I scroll down, you'll see a variety of different pages, but the page that I'm going to go with is this page right over here. It's the simplest looking video sales page, and it's labeled video sales page number 2. So I'm going to click on use this template. I'm going to skip this step again. I'm going to go up to the page name like I showed you on the prior lead pages demo. I'm just going to put in TTT. I'm going to click save, and I'm just going to click no. I'll do this later. Now what you can see is you've got up at the top here, you've got a logo. And so what we can do is just turn that logo off, make it hidden. Now over here, if we click on the video, you could see that right over here in this section, you can paste in your embed code. So if you use something like Vimeo or Wistia, as I mentioned, they'll give you one line of code that you just come over here, you paste right in here, and you click OK. Then down here, we can change the copy on the add to cart button, the call to action button. You can change any of these things over here. So you could turn this section off if you want. You know, you've got opportunities with this entire section. Now, how do you make this delayed? Well, you come over here and you click on this link that says fade in box, and then you put the time in the video where you present the offer and you are giving your first call to action, where on the outline, the customer captivation presentation outline, the outline for your VSL, where I said you reveal the price and the add to cart button. If that is 5 minutes and 52 seconds into your video, then you come up here and you put 5 minutes and 52 seconds, and then you click OK. And then once again, just like before, you click save, and then you click publish, and you'll be able to use this page either right on lead pages right here, or you'd be able to put it on your own WordPress blog. Now let me show you very quickly how to do the very same thing with 10-minute pages. Okay, now we're back inside of 10-minute pages. You'll see again all the different types of pages that you can create listed here. And so we're going to click on video sales pages. You'll see that Kyle's included a tremendous amount of different pages inside of 10-minute pages. And so you can go ahead and choose this simple one right over here. We're just going to make this TTTRRR just for the heck of it for right now. Click start editing. And so now what you will see is we've got this headline section over here, which we want to get rid of. And so we'll just click on that and then click delete headline. And now you've got this right here, you've got your video. And so to change the video, you just click on change video, and you'll be able to paste in your embed code right there, and then click update video. And then over here, we've got the add to cart section. And so you can change the button, of course, in the add to cart section, but the delay is right over here, display after X number of seconds, blank seconds. So the difference between 10-minute pages and lead pages when it comes to the delay is you've got to total up the minutes, turn the total amount of time into seconds, and then add that right in here. And then that'll take care of your add to cart button and your video. Okay, so here's what we covered in this module. First, we covered the elements of the customer captivation offer. Then we talked about constructing the customer captivation offer, presenting your customer captivation offer, and then building your customer captivation page using something like lead pages or 10-minute pages. Here's what to do now. Step 1, write your word-for-word VSL script. Step 2, record the audio for the VSL. Then turn your script into your VSL slides. Then record and render your VSL. Upload your VSL to your streaming service like Vimeo or Wistia, and then create your customer captivation offer page using something like lead pages, 10-minute pages, or the page creation application of your choice.